I'm Marley. Kayden here in Chicago alongside Sam Vadas at the New York Stock Exchange. We'll close out our show with some final thoughts on the session today. We finally got the much anticipated delayed jobs data this morning. November's jobs report came in better than expected, with the economy adding a better than estimated 64,000 jobs for the month. However, the BLS said that we shed 105,000 jobs in October, and the unemployment rate increased to 4.6%, which was higher than anticipated. This data did see us drop off in the markets, and it contributed to our second consecutive losing day for 3 of our 4 indices in this last full week of trading for the year. We also saw U.S. crude oil prices fall to the lowest levels in more than 4 years today, in part because of the progression of the peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. West Texas Intermediate fell below the $55 per barrel mark for the first time since February of 2021, sitting down about 3% right now at $55.12. Global benchmark Brent dropped nearly 3% as well so far today. U.S. crude has lost about 20% so far this year, its worst performance since 2018, while Brent is down about 21% for its worst year since 2020. U.S. gasoline prices, however, are benefiting, though, falling below the $3 per gallon mark. AAA estimating it about $3.91, the national average for a gallon of gas right now for the first time in 4 years. That's the lowest it's been below that $3 mark, and aptly timed ahead of the holiday travel season. Now, Sam, what caught your eye during the trading session today?
Well, I think it was really this comeback in technology late in the session, Marley. I mean, it looked like so many times throughout the course of the day. Was it going to do it? Was it not? And then we did see sort of some buyers stepping in, particularly off the back of the pullback we've seen for this particular sector. I mean, these are markets that really can't shake the AI jitters at the moment. And, you know, those concerns perhaps not helped by a Wall Street Journal article today, which talks about how CoreWeave's value has dropped $33 billion because of AI bubble worries, highlighting construction delays at key data centers, and default issuance costs is also up. Insurance costs are also up, I should say. So the report really adds to the market sentiment right now that's already on edge around valuations and ROI. But as I said, we did see a nice little comeback for certainly the sector today, with 6 of the Mag 7 ending in the green. Another little bright spot was quantum computing stocks. So names like IonQ and D-Wave rallying today in what was otherwise a down market across the board there. Jefferies initiating coverage of both companies, giving IonQ a buy rating and a $100 price target. An analyst saying that they do expect the company to benefit from ecosystem tailwinds that are lifting adoption. Now, D-Wave also getting a buy rating with a $45 price target. The firm saying that the company is also positioned well to capture some of that as well. So it believes that this is a strong bet as quantum computing moves from hype to real usage. And Kenny Pucari was sitting at this desk this morning, also sort of talking about how he thinks quantum is going to be the next AI theme moving into 2026, and he's betting on IonQ, but he also says you can go the ETF route as well. So certainly something to watch moving into next year. But heading into tomorrow, Marley, what will we be looking out for?
The earnings we've got coming from Micron tomorrow. And to say the expectations are high would be an understatement, Sam. The company expecting revenue of $12.5 billion on EPS of $3.75 with a gross margin of 51.5%. The street wants more than that, though. Consensus calling for revenue of $12.7 billion, which would be up more than 45% year over year. EPS, they want $3.83. That'd be more than double from last year, and they want a slightly higher gross margin at 51.6. DRAM revenue will be in focus, should come in roughly around $45.5 billion. That'd be about 60% year over year growth. But that margin number will be very important, Sam, as they report those earnings. And as Kevin Green highlighted, a potential market moving catalyst here when we hear from Micron. We'll, of course, have those earnings on the show for all of our viewers tomorrow after the market close. What will you be looking forward to tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, you only have to look at some of the other players in that space to see their earnings. I mean, Samsung, SK Hynix have all looked strong as well. So let's see if we see some follow through with Micron. But we've got some Fed speak hitting the tape tomorrow. We're going to be hearing from Waller and also Williams. Remembering that New York Fed President Williams just a few weeks ago, ahead of the latest Fed meeting, caught a lot of attention. Actually, his comments around his support for more rate cuts really impacted markets. And so he is seen as a very influential voice here. His comments got a lot of attention. And in recent days, he has been talking actually about monetary policy well positioned for next year. So let's see what he has to say. But interesting note out of Wall Street Journal, or at least a report, also suggesting in the last couple of hours, Marley, that Trump is set to interview Fed's Christopher Waller for chair. So move over Kevin and Kevin. We've got another contender, it seems, according to this report here. Well, let's see.
Thanks so much, Sam. That's going to do it for us today on Market on Close.